It's Nino Radio. Oh, yeah.
Let's go. What up? And we live and direct. Just making sure. We at 4K. 4K. Never looked more lovely. It's the one and only Nino America. It's the hardest picture with the curl. I still got oil on my fingernails. Let's go. What up? Oh, kind of a little loud there. What up, y'all? God bless y'all. We getting it right in, y'all. Thanks for joining us today. And there it is, Nino Radio. Oh, yeah. And let me introduce my co-hostess with the mostest, Christi Maga.
Nino, what's happening?
What up, sis? We live and direct. Finally, we back again, right? It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you. Here we back. Here we are back on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on the show, y'all. I had to play that song again. Shout out Liberty Dragon with that production. And here we are, y'all. It's again Wednesday, August 2nd, 5:10. Do you know where your kids are? Let's go. Anyways, what's up, sis? How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing really well. How are you?
Amen, sis. God bless everybody jumping in the chat, y'all. Everybody up in here, thank you for joining us. Everybody watching now and on the repeat. We went ahead and had to go live because I go back to work. I jump back in that truck tomorrow, so we had to get it in as soon as possible. So here we are, and let's cut down on the song there. We love that song, but let's get to it. It's long intro, Nino, and here we are. Okay. All right, sis. So crazy week. First of all, how are you, sis? And real quick, shout out to everybody in the chat. God bless you, and thanks for watching us today. Christy, how are you this week? Go ahead. It's midday MAGA. It's hump day. Let's go.
Hey, I'm doing really well. Just trying to beat the heat. We're used to it being really hot down here in Florida, but it's been even more hot than usual lately. We've been underneath the weather alerts like you all have, and yeah, it's pretty bad.
Amen. And my wife, I took her shopping. We went shopping yesterday at Michael's, and she's like, walking around looking at all the Halloween stuff, and I'm like, you love this, don't you? This is what you waited for all year. My wife, y'all, she is a autumn or fall person. I mean,
she is.
It's not like she's a Halloween person. I'm just saying she's just more of a person that dislikes the latter part of the year because we're in West Texas, y'all. It's very hot. I got my fans on. Excuse any extra noise you may or may not hear. I'm in the Trump cave, y'all, and it's too hot, so I have to sacrifice a little bit of audio quality having my fans on for I don't bake back here. But I digress. We went shopping yesterday, and I'm just looking at my wife, just looking at all the fall merch and merchandise and stuff for the house, and I'm just like, you love this time of the year. She's a fall girl. She's a what's that called, sis? The spice coffee. The
pumpkin spice.
She's a pumpkin spicer, y'all. My wife, and she actually wants to print up some. She wants me to print up some of her shirts. She got some designs in, and she's like, we can probably try to sell these. They're pretty good designs. I'm like, I'm all in. My wife has a good eye for merch, and she has this pumpkin spice fall, spooky whatever. Ghost Malone. She has these different prints she buys, and I might put them up on the website, and we might, try to sell some of them because they're pretty good designs. But I digress, sis. She loves the fall, and it's very hot right now. Go ahead.
No, she is definitely a fall girl. I love it on her stories. She'll have the countdown to how many days until fall's coming up. Yeah. She's
been doing that since like probably the beginning of the year.
Yeah, she has. Only 364 more days to fall again.
Yeah. Hey, that's my wife, though. If you can follow my wife, she doesn't accept everybody, but if you can follow her on Instagram, I mean, she's very smart. She's not, she has no selfies. She doesn't really ever post herself or anything. She's kind of more of a lurker, right? She'll be on social media and looks around and post stuff on her story, but she's not really like heavy into, I wouldn't even say politics, but she's not like us. She's basically just someone that just goes in there and posts a little bit on her story. But she kind of reminds me kind of like, of course, Christy and like Roxanne and people that are like kind of sharp and don't play games. That's the kind of person my wife is, and I love her. And I called her before I went live because I told her I'm going to throw an hour back here on the live, my love. And I told her everything's good. Took my son to get a haircut. Then she went to Sam's to get whatever groceries. She does a lot of curbside. Ever since COVID, sis, she got hooked doing curbside, right? And we never wore maskers or none of that stuff, y'all. But, the whole city went crazy. And my wife started doing the curbside. She had to, and she ends up liking it because she spends less money.
I was getting ready to say that.
Go ahead.
No, I was getting ready to say that. So I do everything from Walmart delivery now. I don't, unless I really need to do like big shopping at Walmart, like laundry detergent, all that stuff where I need to go in. But I do everything as a delivery, and I have saved so much money by not going into Walmart.
But I'm not gonna lie, she will lay there or sit there and start adding stuff to the cart. So she does like to do that also. But yeah, you save more money because I'm gonna tell you something. When she takes my kids and me to Walmart or to any place to go in there, we're like picking everything out off the shelf. You know what I mean? And even yesterday, my daughter tells my wife, I want Whataburger. It's like 6 or 7. We're going home. I said, damn, must be nice. You should call your mom and tell her you want Whataburger. You know what I'm saying? I got my little cousin staying here. My daughter's little cousin, my second cousin, right? Her best little cousin, and then us and my son. I mean, this is about a $50-$60 tab every time we eat some food and even fast food. So like, I told my wife, I said, damn, it must be nice to be a kid and just text your parents, I want Whataburger, I want Chick-fil-A, and then we bring it. But we spoil our kids. What can I say?
We do. I mean, that's what we're supposed to do, though. As
Amen.
long as, they're doing what they need to do. That's what they deserve.
Amen. And at the same time, to be serious, I'm not going to sit here, right, and just cover for my kids and say they do no bad. I know what I got. Right. And I think that's very important that we do so, that we hold our kids accountable and we don't just always give them a pass. We were talking about that yesterday at the table with my kids. I love to sit at the table, y'all, and talk to my kids and just, have conversations with them. And we were talking about somebody, how they are with their kids or whatever. But like, I know what I got. I'm not going to, and they're good kids, but I'm not going to sit here ever and like just, some parents I believe are like in either denial or they don't reprimand their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like they have kids that are real wild or real bad, even little kids, and they don't spank them or they don't, you know what I'm saying? And their kids can never do wrong in their eyes. I'm not like that. Like I said, I know what I got. Thank God my kids are pretty innocent for the most part and pretty pure for 2023. And, but at the same time, I'm never going to just sit there and just claim that they're perfect, because all of our kids make mistakes, right? But I digress.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, sis.
No, I mean, yeah, no, I agree. My son doesn't get everything that he wants, but he has everything that he needs. And that's just the way that I've raised him. And he's just a really, really good kid. I've been so blessed with my son.
Amen.
I've never had to ground him one time. Never. I think I had to spank his butt one time when he was like 2. He was getting ready to run towards the street and I popped him on the butt to let him know how serious it was. But he's just such a good kid. He takes care of everything. He works. He has all A's and B's at school. And so far I've been really, really lucky.
Shout out Scooter, good kid.
Yep.
It's funny. I'm selling one of my trucks and my buddy came over and we did the contract, whatever, and he says, hey bro, I want to bring my kids out here. My daughter, she's a big fan or whatever. And he brings all his kids out the minivan and I got to meet his kids and I was like, man, it's pretty cool, And then the kid, I ain't gonna lie, she's like kind of starstruck. I don't know, whatever. And I shake their hands and I start telling them, you got a good dad here. He's like me, we came from out here. A lot of our friends are in debt or in prison. Listen to your parents. You know what I mean? I started schooling, trying to give some good advice, and it was pretty nice to meet his family and his kids. And I think that's a lot of time we don't talk about that as people that make content. I'm looking at prison videos and people that make prison. They got prison channels and they make content for their channels. And like one thing I notice about them is they never talk about being a dad. You know what I'm saying? Like they're beefing online with other prison channels and even people I see online. Like no one really nowadays. And I thought about it. I kind of rebuked myself, or I said, you know what? I need to talk more about that. You know what I'm saying? We need to speak more about these issues we have as parents because, first of all, to help each other as far as the online community, but at the same time to put that out there that we are parents. We're regular people with jobs and with kids, and I think that needs to be shown more instead of just being an online influencer, with the whatever you make and whatever songs you sing or whatever. I think people need to see that we're parents and it's okay to be a parent. It's okay to have kids and to try to parent in 2023. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really see a lot of content on parenting, and I said, man, I need to start doing some more content on parenting because it's cool to be a parent. It's the right thing to do. But go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
Oh, it is. And, unfortunately, and people can say that I'm stereotyping or being, whatever, but it's obvious to me the people that weren't raised by their parents very
You could
well,
tell.
by the way that they interact online, by their verbiage that they use and things like that. And I think that I agree with you, that there's a lot of times that we can offer each other advice, or what to expect and things like that as parents, and it's nice just sometimes talking about that stuff.
It's like Yvonne. I don't think she's in here yet, but I was on the live on Instagram telling people that I'm here on the live on YouTube. But she said we had a great live last night. We were on Instagram live yesterday, y'all, and it was amazing. We had about 40 at the tops, and probably 20 to 30 stayed on the live. We had a pretty good deep convo with a lot of us joining the live. And sorry about that, y'all. That's my notifications over here. I don't know what happened to my Facebook. Is going crazy right now. But anyways, I just feel like people that watch us, especially on Instagram, that's where we gain a bit of, good, decent following of people that still rock with us for all this time. It's like a community. We're like kind of like an online family. And I think it's important that we realize that and know that it's not always about the numbers, but you know what I'm saying? These are our people right here. You know what I'm saying? We made a lot of good connections and friendships, with people online. And sometimes we cut them off. I'll cut somebody off. I ain't gonna say her name, but she knows who she is. She got into it with us yesterday, Christy. Without saying her name, let's talk about that real quick, because that was someone that we did respect, and they just like let it all hang out, like just because I made a post on Facebook or Instagram about Putin. I said, is Putin really the bad guy they say he is? I didn't sit there and defend him. I'm asking a question, and there they are. Nino, you should research before you ask these dumb questions. I'm like, how am I gonna learn if I don't ask a question? So this person that we thought was cool with us ended up talking all this ish in the comments, and I need to turn that off. So it's pretty bugging me. But anyways, coming to find out, they let it all hang out, telling us that we don't know how to agree with people and this, that, and the third, me and Christy. I'm like, damn, tell us how you really feel. Like they say, only a drunk person, a person that's angry, and a kid.
And a child.
Child, they'll always tell you the truth. So I'm like, let us know how you really feel then. But I'm going to be honest with y'all, ladies and gentlemen. I cut off family members, brothers and sisters with the quickness. Someone online, once I'm done, once you do me like that, I will cut you off forever, Holmes. I will never talk to you again on social media, on the internet, or in person, and that's just how I am. And to be honest, I don't got to sit here and be a cookie cutter as far as my approach or how I respond to people. This is my page and my platform. I'll respond to people how I want. You can't sit there and tell me, oh, Nino, you basically they were telling me how to act or how I should respond to people that disagree with me. If I want to fight with somebody in the comments, we're going to fight. For real. If I want to tell them off, if I don't want to speak to them, I'm going to do what the hell ever I want to do on my platform or even on any public, comment section. Don't tell me how to act or how I should act. The Bible done told me how I need to act, right? So that's what kind of pissed me off, is when people tell me what I can or can't say, how to think, or how to act. Final words on that before we move on, sis.
No, I mean, it just goes through me too. And I had seen some warning signs, like some red flags of some attention seeking stuff, that she was doing. And in no way at all was any of my comments disrespectful. I just said that I'm pro Putin, that I stand for him. Him versus Zelensky, I'm going to stand for Putin. He's at least for, the nuclear family, and against, the things that we don't like, and the biblical, and that the Bible says not to like. But I just saw some things, and I've told everybody from day one that one thing you don't want to do, if you don't want to get on Nino's bad side, is tell him what to do. And you say the same thing to me. You tell me, hey, I can't tell you what to do, but you might want to try this or whatever. And I just, I don't know, it's free speech, and to get that upset over it and start calling us names and all that was ridiculous.
And the main thing is, sis, is like, don't try to control what someone thinks, says, or whatever, right? We're total free speech, even to the point where I don't believe in hate speech. I don't want to say that word on here, right? Get flagged down, but whatever. Yeah. It's all good. Like I said, they're cut off like Miklo's leg, and that's all there is to it. I don't care what anybody, I don't care. This is the point, though. On social media, hold on real quick. This person was telling us in the comments, y'all, that we were triggered, and I got mad from her comment. I'm in Michael's with my wife shopping. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at my wife. I saw, and I'm not trying to be too crazy here, but men, you want to look at women. How about you look at your wives? And I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'm in there looking at my wife, smiling, and you know what I'm saying. I love to be with my wife, amen. And I'm in there spending time with my best friend, shopping, not a care in the world. And here's somebody online telling me that I'm mad and triggered over a comment. Like, what the hell? The internet ain't that freaking serious, I guess. But some people take it to this. You know what I'm saying, Christy? And I called you, Christy. We're laughing and chopping it up, and this person's telling us that we're mad and we're angry and triggered. Far from that. Far from that, sis.
I was cooking. Yeah, I was cooking. I was cooking and laughing and had music blasting in the background. And then whenever she continued on with the post, at that point I was floating in the pool, not a care in the world. And she's like, "You're triggered." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm triggered." You know what I am. But she doesn't like anybody that had differing opinions or whatever. But
yeah. But anyway, this is a little bit of drama. We've been getting into a little bit of drama. I forgot what else drama that we were in last week, sis, with Instagram. I forgot what else we got. They're commenting on my page again, on my channel about SPM. That pervert's getting some kind of. My videos are doing some views on YouTube, y'all. We were talking about SPM, that child molester, and his people were in there talking crap to us. I forgot what else drama we were in, but I digress. We got to get on to the show. Somebody asked me about real quick. Did that pastor ever go to jail? Talking about Brian
Pastor
Hawkins,
BLM Brian, yeah.
BLM Brian. What we found out, y'all, this is the messed up deal about this, y'all. He ended up getting his charges dropped to misdemeanors a couple days later, and I smell corruption. I haven't seen him post nowhere on social media. Probably better. He probably needs to stay off that freaking criminal. But his charges basically got downgraded to misdemeanors, and it had to do with his children. He was doing something to them, right? But he got dropped down to misdemeanors.
Children.
Yes.
Yep, it was his. I did find out it was his biological children. It was at his residence, and don't know any more than that. But yeah, it went from felony down to misdemeanor. But they do that for anybody to plea out or whatever.
Yeah.
They just to hurry up and get it through the system. So he's guilty of what he did, and it was against minors.
And hopefully he learned from his lesson. I mean, I don't want to see nobody catch a felony and go to prison for, he probably wasn't that bad. Let's be honest, give a little bit of grace and mercy. Hopefully he'll learn from this, sis, and he will not be doing this in the future. Britt says, if that's being triggered, I want in. That's what I'm saying, right? Like, what I've learned, y'all, about social media, I'm going to be completely honest. There's somebody here, I'll say he'll probably get all happy I'm even bringing this up, but there's somebody locally that makes videos. I think they made a song about me, and I don't respond to these people, y'all. I've learned how to have thick skin. And let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you right now, my buddy called me today, and we're going to go and chill with the comments. What's up, Rio? God bless you, brother. We're going to get to the show. We got an awesome show, y'all. But I always want to say this real quick, y'all. Being on social media, I've been on Facebook and fighting with other Christians usually or about doctrine, and you get mad, and my wife's like, yeah, I could tell you're fighting with somebody online. But I've learned with my social media career, y'all, after so long, and then being kind of a public figure, whatever you want to call me, you got to let it just slide off your back. It's free speech. People could tell you what they want in the comments. Don't let a comment trigger you or crash you out. You know what I mean? Like, and I kind of was like that at one point. Like, someone will talk bad about me, want to meet up in Midland. Here I am, Taylor Park. I'm a Christian, y'all, but I'm gonna be honest. That other side of me, it took a long time to get to where I'm at now. But I don't play these games. In my day, we would show up to your mama's house, right? There's some real issues that we would address accordingly. But you got to learn how to let this stuff just go, y'all, especially on the internet. Because I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. A real problem, like my buddy was telling me about going broke and losing a lot of money due to his public stance. We'll be out there at the MISD school board meetings about the mask. He lost his job. And I'm not going to say who it is, but I want to tell his story one day. But he went down to the nitty gritty on his money. And Christy and me, I can even say too, when you are losing, how do I say this? Whenever it's becoming somewhat hard to put food on the table,
right,
or keep the lights on or your phone bill, that's a problem. Someone making a song about me or talking bad about me on a podcast, that ain't a problem. Someone calling me a name online, that's not a problem. Now, if my kids
internet comments. Yeah.
Yeah. If my kids can't eat, that's a problem. If my air conditioner goes out at 3 a.m, like it did one time, that's a problem. That makes me somewhat, I won't say worried, but that's what could stress me out. If my kids are not taken care of, or my AC goes out in this heat, or they ain't got no food. Amen. Those are problems. This internet stuff is not a problem. Not a problem to me, to say the least. Final word, sis, and we're going to get the show going. Sorry for the long intro, but we're chopping it up. Go ahead, sis.
No, and I say this all the time that I'm still a work in progress. I still can go from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yes.
And learning to try to handle some of that a little bit better. But you taught me, and you did, that they're internet comments. Like, nothing's going to come out of it. They're not going to come take your hat. They're not going to come really
Never,
say that. They're not going to come say that to you in your face with the same energy
never.
that they have online, and just to let it go. And that's just what I do. I laugh at almost everything now,
You have to.
or I reverse it, and everything that they want to say nasty, I post it on my posts going, look how these people talk, look how these people act, and reverse it onto them.
It's content. But really, y'all, you just gotta let it go. Okay, there's bigger problems in life. This stuff, just let it go. And that's my best advice. My son just texted me. My son, y'all, he started at a job. I forgot when he started at 19. He went to 20. He basically is already at almost $30 an hour, y'all. And
That's
he
awesome.
just texted me. I just seen it. He just started a YouTube channel. I don't really post it because I don't never want my kids to be connected to me online. It's sad, but if you see the DMs I get in the messages of hate and threats or whatever, it's kind of slowed down, but I do get them time to time. I never want my kids connected to me online. It's how it is. But my son, he's 19. He's turned into a great young man, and
Yep,
he's doing good at work. So those are things that I'm proud of. You know what I'm saying? My kids are doing good. To be honest, people can put a facade online and put a character, whoever they think they are, but your kids and your spouse is gonna know who you really are. And you better
That's
hope
right.
if you're faking it, if you're a freaking low life, that they'll never interview your family, because they'll really tell what kind of person you are. And with that, y'all, I gotta continue with the show and get it going. I had another point I wanted to make, but I'm just gonna keep on talking. So, anyways, God bless everybody watching, y'all, and we're gonna get to the show. And there it is. What else I want to say real quick before we move on? Well, that's it, sis. We'll just go ahead and move on. The first thing I want to talk about was this. Basically, Trump, y'all. Salute Trump, the boss Don Bigavell. We love him still. And here we are. Let's go to this first clip. I made this edit. And I really wish I would have met this man.
My heart is heavy for this man.
Yes. I did a video about it. I've talked about it before. This is who helped shape and mold me into the conservative I am. A cigar smoking millionaire, right? I get along with cigar smoking white millionaires that drink whiskey or whatever. I know one, and people are like, how the hell are you cool or friends with that person? I don't know. So a lot of people like me. As much as hate I get and a lot of love too in person, y'all. I mean, I'm a stand-up guy, not to toot my own horn, but when men see me or meet me, and especially if they're like somehow related, someone that's married into my wife's family, or something like that, a relationship like that, I get along good with real men, because I'm a real man myself, and I can say that, straight face to the camera. And I know someone just like Rush Limbaugh, a millionaire, married into the family, my wife's family, and we get along. When we see each other, man, we're just chopping it up. And look at me, I'm a hood dude from Southside Midland talking to someone like Rush Limbaugh. So I digress. Besides that point, this man right here really impacted me as a young kid in the oil field. This is the only channel I can catch on AM 550 in Midland, and out in the oil field. There was no radio, there was no CD players, or no iPhones, or nothing, none of that, sis. I would barely be able to be lucky to catch a signal out in the oil field, and Rush Limbaugh will be playing, and it helped mold me into the person I am. Before I play the clip, sis, what do you want to say about Rush? Go ahead.
It just gives me memories of my grandfather and my dad always listening to him and talking about just what a stand-up guy he was. And we always talk about that it is Jesus, family, and then country. And on my bedside table, I literally have a picture of my family. I have my King James Version Bible, and I have a book of Rush Limbaugh that was pretty much dedicated about Trump, and that's all sitting on my bedside table. And he's just been part of my history too, of growing up, and really liked his commentary.
Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, and I totally agree, sis. And whenever we were, awaiting the results with President Trump and all that, or anything that would happen with Trump, y'all, we'd always wait for the next day for Rush to come in and give us his take and help calm us or whatever, y'all. But man, we lost a legend. And I'm gonna play this clip. I edited this clip. I saw it on Twitter, but it's a great clip about. It's more than Trump, y'all. It's MAGA. So let's check out this clip real quick, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. This is a good clip.
Million votes.
Okay, let me play it, and it'll go. Hold on. I'm gonna start from the beginning.
Yeah, it's a really good clip. I
I'm gonna
like
play
this
it
clip.
right. Give me a little bit of time. I'm gonna play it at the trail end, but it's gonna start right here.
Can't separate you from Make America Great Again.
Hold on. Sorry, y'all. Sorry about that. The reason is I don't know how to stop it or start or stop a reel on.
That they
How to start it from the beginning.
Yeah.
between you and Trump
how to
if
do that
they
either.
somehow make Trump look bad, make Trump look like a reprobate, embarrass you about Trump. They can't
Here it
do
is.
it because you came before Trump. I know they desperately want Trump gone, and I know that they desperately want it codified that Trump cannot run again, because make no mistake, they remain scared to death of you, and they remain scared to death of Trump. Trump, 75 million, 80 million votes. And I'm going to tell you, you're not going anywhere. Even if Trump does, you're not. They can't separate you from Trump. And more importantly, they can't separate you from the ideas. They can't separate you from MAGA. They can't separate you from Make America Great Again, which I think remains one of our big campaign strengths going forward. They believe that they can destroy this bond that exists between you and Trump if they somehow make Trump look bad, make Trump look like a reprobate, embarrass you about Trump. They can't do it because you came before Trump.
Man. So it's kind of what I told my kids at the table yesterday, right? We're talking, and I tell my kids basically, it really ain't even about Trump. We love Trump, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, this is about our country, about the ideology, you know, that our kids have, our mindsets. Like Rush said, Trump came, right? Helped solidify really what we believe in, but we were already on this path. We were already with this mindset, right? And it's gonna, you know, when Trump's not running again or whatever, we're still gonna be like this. Trump did something to like ignite a flame that it was in a lot of people, right? But like I tell my kids, it's bigger than Trump. We got to continue our Christian, you know, MAGA, whatever you want to call it. We need to continue our ways to show. I tell my son and my daughter to show your kids, right? But it's bigger than Trump. But that was a great clip. Sis, what do you think? Go ahead.
No, I completely agree, and I think it is. It's kind of like he said, you know, even if Trump doesn't get reelected, I mean, it is in us now. Like, and I have been so shocked and so surprised by. Actually, it was on one of the reels that you had posted, Nino, about this lady had said that she had been a Democrat her whole life, but will never go back to the Democratic plantation. Is going to vote for Trump this go around, and you know, I've heard so many people say it. I've heard one of my family members say the same thing, that you know, something in them ignited with Trump, and I think it's the truth.
Amen. Sorry, sis, I'm chewing on this ice. We got that ice machine now. We love that ice machine.
No, that's okay.
Hey,
No,
you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, let's get to it. Then I'm going to scroll down basically my page here, and we'll go one by one. But again, yesterday they indicted Trump on 4 indictments, y'all. I shared it on Instagram and Facebook. Bunch of hogwash. You know, the indictments. My thoughts on it are, my wife even said, man, and I kind of feel the same way. Let me know in the chat what you think. But I say, man, Trump should have just never ran. Like, I even posted on my Facebook. I said, man, he had a clean record before he ran for president. Like, man, Trump should just let this country go to hell, to be honest, y'all. Like, was it worth all his trouble? And I'm being honest. Me and my wife talk about it all the time. She says she feels bad for him. She wishes that he never ran. And I'm kind of already thinking the same way, sis. I wish Trump would have never ran because they did him dirty.
Just like it's in his character, just like it is ours, though. That you know that he didn't want the evil to win, and kept speaking out about it and all that. And we would never stop either. So you know, you got to give him that.
Yeah, let me go to this actual post, the one I made. Trump indicted on 4 counts, conspiracy to defraud the United States, blah, 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 conspiracy. Well, anyways, it's a bunch of hogwash. I think this thing is crazy. It's sad. How many times he's already been indicted? 3 times? I mean, this is
one of the things.
Go ahead.
One of the things, Nino, that just kind of really bothered me, though, is a bunch of the liberal media saying that it's going to be a death sentence for him because he's already 77, and if he gets, you know, so many years that you know, he'll end up dying in prison and things like that. But we're almost like mocking it and making fun of it, and I just thought it was really disgusting.
Yeah, I totally agree. He's indicted. I don't tell you, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's again. I'm not your political analyst. I'm just a regular, blue collar oil fielder, and I don't give a damn. That's why I made this actual other post, and I made this one myself. It says, "You're seriously going to vote for him after he's been indicted 3 times?" Yes. And not just that, my homeboy just pulled up, right? He got trucks. He's actually getting out of the trucking game. It's very hard to run trucks right now. And he's like, man, bro, don't we have an election in 24? I said, yeah, Trump. He goes, yeah. He goes, I'm voting for him. My homeboy, my best friend.
Good.
Tattoos on his neck, big old gold chains, you know what I'm saying? Hood dude. He said he's voted for Trump in 24, y'all. He said he's not playing because this is getting bad out here in the oil field. But yeah, I made this meme, y'all, everybody, and it is what it is. We're still backing up Trump. It's like the more they put him down, the more we back him. And speaking of that, Christy, I want to go to this picture real quick. They're saying that y'all follow me on Facebook, y'all. One of the livest pages on Facebook. We got a lot to talk about, y'all. They're saying, if I can get there, I got a funny page. I need to go check it out, y'all. I'm going to scroll through this thing. This is good. Hold on, y'all. Okay, right here. They're saying that his rally was empty.
I'm sure it was.
No, Trump.
Oh, Trump? No.
Christy.
I thought you were saying Biden.
Well, I got the pictures on here. Sis, I want people to get Joe Biden to fill up half of this arena.
He couldn't fill up a locker room.
Yeah. I don't think Biden could touch, a quarter of this arena. This is the actual pictures of the rally. It was packed. Okay, this was about a week ago, probably a little bit less. But I had to post this on. Excuse me. I had to post this on my Facebook page to prove the naysayers wrong. I can go longer. Y'all got a lot more posts, but I just wanted to show this real quick, y'all. The support for Trump is just overwhelming. I mean, we love the guy. That's all there is to it. So there's that pic, y'all. Let's continue on. This is getting interesting, y'all. Obama's chef was found dead. Some kind of a boarding incident. They said he was a great swimmer. And I made this post and I said, this picture really didn't age very well of the Obamas on this canoe or whatever rolling along. It's and I always thought this picture struck me very odd, Christy. A lot of reasons people will say.
Look at Michael.
Right? A lot of people will say that, right? But not just that, right? Because I don't really know if she really is a man. I'm going to be honest. But I just always thought this picture was weird. They said that Michelle hated this picture and it came out. But I just said that this picture did not age well due to the drama with Obama's chef dying, right? Like kind of weird. But it's just weird that this picture always stuck out in my head. That something was weird about this picture. I even said, like, damn, what if that was the same boat that he used or whatever? I don't even know. I'm just saying, I always thought this picture was kind of odd, and it's kind of interesting that their chef dies in some kind of a boarding or boat situation, and he drowns, yet he is an excellent swimmer. Your thoughts? Go ahead, sis.
Well, I read that, but I don't know if you saw any of those posts that went around on Instagram, and so much stuff is Photoshop now and all of that you never know what to take, what to believe. But it showed a picture of Obama with all kinds of scrapes and cuts on his hand that were bandaged
I posted
up.
That. Yeah, and he had a black eye. I'll get it right here in a minute.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And a black eye. Yep, and that was right around the same time that his chef ends up dead in a lake, and just kind of makes you wonder, did he get Clintoned?
This is the picture. This is the actual picture, sis, that the main one. It's Obama in the back and his wife is rolling, which, I mean, it's not really a big deal, but it doesn't look too good. But this is the picture you're talking about right here with Obama comes out with a black eye.
A black eye and a bandage. And a bandaged up hand, or a something hand.
Yeah, so that's what came out right there. What do you think, sis? Do you think that's a man? What do you think?
I do, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. Rio says Mike got. Yeah. Anyways, so let's continue with the scroll, y'all. Scroll with Nino here.
Yeah, there's his hands. They got all bandaged up and a black eye.
I'm not gonna lie. She's looking at their bodies, and I'm not trying to shame nobody, right? Because some women are a little bit bigger than men, right? But her body does look kind of more bigger, muscular. What's the word here, y'all? Help me out. Her body compared to his right here in this picture.
Masculine.
I don't know if I'm gonna say masculine, but I'm gonna say masculine. I'm gonna no, but for real though, just looking at it, like kind of analyzing it, she looks a little bit more bulky, a little bit more masculine. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not trying to be a rude jerk. I'm not trying to be talking bad about somebody's image, but comparing the body image, the body sizes here, it's kind of interesting. I will say that, to say the least.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat, y'all, what y'all think. Go ahead.
I've always had my suspicions.
Well, look at this body. Sis, I got Joe Biden's
Lizzo.
picture. And
I thought you were going to say Lizzo.
No. But real quick, though, I'm going to be honest. I know he's 80. Okay? I'm not going to lie. It's not too bad of a stance for a posture of an 80-year-old man, but I can't stand the guy. But the point is, another thing is, people got mad at me. How can you shame Biden or whatever? Look, I do what I want to do on my page. Not just that, I don't like how Biden treats children, okay? So I don't like this guy for nothing. Plus, simple thing, I just don't like him. I can say more things why I don't like him. I can't stand this guy, this puppet, right? And I posted his picture. There he is. He's on the beach. Kind of weird, though. Where's the Secret Service? I digress. This is him. We're clowning on him. They're clowning on him on Twitter. I got it from Twitter. And people get mad at me saying, what? I'll do what I want, okay? I'm never going to apologize for my stance as long as I'm not sitting here blatantly sinning, right? Leave me alone. If you don't like my page or my content, you don't got to follow it. But the point is, it's a public figure. It's like Jamie Foxx. I'm going to show a picture of him. People saying just pray for him. Don't talk about him. No. You're a public figure. I'm a public figure. Anybody on the internet is a public figure. They can be talked about. It's open game. Especially this old pervert. I don't like him. But there's a picture of Biden, y'all. He ain't never worked a day in his life. This is a politician right here. Question is, should we have term limits? I believe so. This guy's already 80 plus, y'all. And he might even win again. I done told y'all, ladies and gentlemen, I think that Trump's not going to get reelected. Okay? This guy might, I honestly believe this guy might end up winning again. Say what you want. That's my prediction. Go ahead, Christy, on Biden and his demeanor here.
I have nothing to say about blundering Biden. He can't ride a bicycle. He can't walk up steps. He can't do anything. He can't speak. He can't do anything. And he obviously did not raise his children right. And, I know that they're adults and all of that. But whenever you're still taking up for them and covering up for them and buying them out of their problems, you are a terrible, terrible parent. And yeah, I just don't like the man. I can't even look at him. He makes me sick.
And that's kind of what I told my kids, right? About like Hunter Biden, right? Like Joe Biden and
what I mean.
Joe Biden, his son can never do wrong. Look, I'm not gonna tell you as a parent, but I'm gonna say it clearly. I'm never going to just cover for my kids, and no matter whatever they do. They need to be held accountable if they make mistakes. And I've seen it. My stepdad, I'm going to be honest, his parents raised him where he was just like so spoiled that this dude just grew up a menace, my own stepdad, right? And that's what happens when you don't discipline your kids. They grow bigger and they can threaten you or, whatever. They're a nuisance. They're a menace to society like Hunter Biden, right? And it's because of people like Joe Biden that don't train up their kids the right way like the Bible says. Amen? But let's continue.
That's
Go ahead.
right. I mean, and after the age of 18, they are adults, and you hope that you've laid the best foundation that you can for them. But I can tell you right now, the things that he has tried to get, the way that he has bought his son out of all the trouble that he could have been in and allowed these things and still shows them out golfing together and all that, it's disgusting. He's completely enabled Hunter is what it is. And Hunter knows that he so far nothing's happened to him, just a slap on the wrist.
Totally agree. Here's Putin, y'all. Let me know in the chat what you think about Putin. Putin forgives $23 billion in debt owed by African countries. He also forgave $684 million to Somalia days ago. Interesting. My point with Putin, I don't know much about him from what I've heard about him. I like the guy, to be honest. They say he has war crimes. He killed children in Ukraine. But, when I hear Ukraine, I don't believe a damn thing, to be honest. But Putin right here forgiving these countries over here. Pretty interesting. And my page is not fake news. Anything I get, I'm going to be honest. A tip for not getting put in Facebook jail or getting shadow banned, don't post fake news. And when I mean fake news, let's be honest, y'all. There's fake news that they really want to cover up. Then there's fake news that's just really fake news, okay? So anything that I get, I make sure I get it from a good source, usually from Twitter. Twitter is where I get most of my content as far as newsworthy content or material, because Twitter, it breaks first there, y'all. So my content, I make sure that whatever I get is not going to be something something that's already been reported on. Is usually something good to get and to use, because you're not going to usually get a fact check on something that's being reported on. And of course, like I said, there's stuff that we believe is fake, not, or they call it conspiracy, whatever. But just know, if you post that weird kind of cute stuff, whatever, you're probably going to get flagged. Okay, it's 2023. If you've been on social media this long, you should already know what kind of content you should post and not post, and not because you're a weenie or you're scared of them, but because you already know they're gonna flag you. Okay, so this is just my advice to anybody watching that post content. Be careful what you post and make sure you get reputable sources, or at least sources that have already been put out there. That way, hey, if they try to get you, you'd be like, hey, they already posted it. I'm just, posting what I've seen for the most part. Okay, I'm just giving advice for people to be have this word to be. It's more practical advice for my fellow content creators. Okay, my Facebook page is blown up, 1.7 million interactions in less than 28 days. They're paying me on Facebook, sis. Everybody listening, okay? But you have to keep your record clean and play by their rules. Go ahead, Christy, your thoughts on Putin or what I just said.
No, I think that, Zelensky's going to say whatever he has to say to of course he wants Putin to look like the bad guy, and that he's done all these things so that we can keep trickling in more money that can then be, turned around and brought back into the United States for Hunter and the Biden family. But no, I'm pro Putin. I told y'all what I think that he stands for, and until somebody shows me differently, then that's who I'm for. But you brought this up about all this money being forgiven. Do you want to talk now about America's credit rating? What happened with that, Nino, or do you want to wait?
Go ahead and bring it up right now, sis. But we're gonna keep scrolling. But go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
Okay. So the United States credit rating went from the highest that it could be, which is a AAA rating, down not to the lowest, but a step below that, which is the AA plus. And it's because Biden and all of them keep trying to raise the debt ceiling. And I read all about it. And yeah, our credit rating is just dropping quick in the United States.
And I told you, Christy, I'm surprised we're not at a F, right? We're not at a 400 credit rating. I don't know what the hell they use the numbers, but we're in bad shape, y'all. I posted this, sis, talking about that. Yellow shuts down, 30,000 out of work, 99-year-old company, and a lot of people went in there and said, well, Trump did this, or basically try to blame Trump a little bit, or whatever, saying that this company took bailouts, whatever. This is the point, y'all. When you get laid off or you have no work, or you can't depend on a paycheck. I heard they got a text, Christy. You hear about that?
They
text him.
I mean, it's in all the reputable news sources that they texted their employees that not to come to work.
And you might say, how do they do that? I'm a trucker, and I have an iPad. The company has that I'm leased onto. They gave me like an iPad or a tablet. And that's where my loads come in. So it's feasible or it's possible that they could send you a text to the whole company and tell you not to come in. I heard they lost their pensions. And now I'm going to talk about the 401k, the slash Social Security in a minute, y'all. What I barely found out. I'm ignorant, but forgive me. Point is, I don't care what happened here. The 30,000 employees that don't know where to get their food from or don't know what to do next, or what I'm saying? That's a scary thing to get laid off. Let's be honest. I feel bad for them. I don't care about the bailouts. I don't care about who took the pensions or whatever. That's horrible too, but I feel bad for the average everyday worker, the trucker, because I'm a trucker myself. Can you imagine how they felt? Go ahead. They lost their pensions too.
And the people that are saying are talking bad about bailouts, most companies have bailouts. Whenever they talk about Trump and his bankruptcies, those bankruptcies aren't like a bankruptcy that me or the common person would do, where it wipes away debt. It's considered a restructuring of debt. The debt still gets paid, but it gets paid in a monthly amount, and sometimes the debt is reduced. So all these people that say these things absolutely have no idea how business runs, and are just like, just another way to smear Trump on giving them a bailout. They happen all the time. The bailouts happen all the time. We bought out almost every bank. Probably 90% of us that have money in any bank has been bailed out at some point.
And we talked about that with Rob yesterday, real deep, y'all. That's probably a Rumble conversation. How just the money's worthless, not backed by gold. I mean, we're in trouble, y'all. But I don't want to. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now. Let's continue. What else I got here? Let's see. This was crazy, ladies and gentlemen. The degenerate United States of America, the ghetto population. And I'm gonna be honest, y'all. You see who it is here. I ain't gotta say, whatever. I don't even know if I get in trouble for saying that they're black, but. Let's look at this video. This tripped me out when I saw it on Twitter.
I know which one this is.
They basically have their homie in the casket smoking a blunt. And I'm gonna be honest, the guy in the casket probably was the same way as his homeboy with the cups. That's probably either liquor or codeine. They drink this medicine drink to be all high and on drugs. But the guy in the casket, to be honest, judging by his buddy laughing, he's probably would have did the same thing to his homeboy. But check this clip out, y'all. No respect for the dead. Whatever. Check it out. And then I clipped it with this little boy looking at the adult, supposedly.
I know, it's so
Look,
sad.
the kid's looking at the adult. Say it again. Laughing. Purple drink in his cup. Guy in the casket with a blunt of marijuana in his mouth.
And even if the man did partake in smoking blunts every day or whatever, I mean, even if I did that, that's not how I want to be remembered at my funeral. You know, I don't know. I just thought it was really trashy. I thought it was a terrible example for the kids.
Horrible.
And yeah, it's disgusting. I said he puff past it.
And to be honest, if my homeboy did it to my brother or something like that, they'll be fighting. You know, I would just sock somebody in the mouth if they, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like,
Yeah.
I don't know how that's funny. But then again, my cousin was buried, and there we were, you know, throwing our bandanas on the grave and all that too. So, I mean, that's just how it is when you live like this, y'all. When you're lost and you're not a Christian, you're going to do things like this, and you're going to find it amusing. It's just disgusting, and it's sad. And that's why I clipped it right there with that little child looking at that adult. You know,
Yeah.
hopefully that child is impacted in a positive way and will never, you know, live like these guys, you know. And yes, they're black. So what are you going to be mad about that? I mean,
It is what it is.
I don't know how more racial I can get on YouTube, but I don't care what anybody says. I'm supposedly a minority. I'm in the hood, whatever. I know how these people are, my people, right? I'm talking about the brown people,
Yep.
but you know, the minorities, they're similar in their ways. Shout out my boy Kelvin J was making a great. I wish I could play his clip, but talking about how he would go to the black neighborhood or the minority neighborhood, and they don't tip him on the Uber Eats. You know,
The Uber Eats keeps pushing him towards
the ghetto.
the ghetto side of town, and he wanted to stay away from that because he doesn't get any tips going over there.
The white man tips. That's just what he says, and it's the truth. You know,
Yep.
I tell my kids, work with the white man. For real. I like to work with the white man. I got some deals right now. I'll say it, whatever. I'm looking at buying some mineral rights or purchasing some oil, like some oil leases. I'm looking at that right now. And it's my buddy, he's a white guy. He's the one that called me with the deal. I'm looking to invest some money in some mineral rights and buying some oil. And I'm working with the white man.
Yep.
The white men like me, and I like them. It really don't matter what color you are. If you're a scumbag, you're a scumbag. But in the oil field, a bunch of white men are a bunch of rich ballers, and I like to deal with rich ballers. And I'm actually working some deals right now where I might be owning some wells out here in West Texas. You can do that, you know, but you got to be connected with the right people. I tell my kids, work with the white man. I tell my kids, don't be at a job where there's a bunch of I don't know if I can say it over here. You know,
Yeah,
I digress. I'll just be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay, next clip.
Now,
Go ahead, sis.
I mean, you go where you can see that people are doing good and making money, and you don't stray to the left to do that.
Well, I'm just going to be honest. I'll just tell this story real quick. I worked for, I told my kids this, right? And I'm going to go ahead and shut the screen down a little bit. I like this little live. You know, I know we're probably not getting God bless everybody watching. We got 30 on the live. Thank y'all. You know, it means a lot. Please like the video if you can. But I'm going to say this real quick, y'all. This is what I told my kids yesterday. So when I was in the oil field, right? When I first started out, I'd haul dirt. And that's usually they call it the Mexican work. The wet, you know what work, right? That's what they call it. Everybody knows that. Usually the Mexicans are out there, you know, hauling the dirt in West Texas. They don't speak no English. When I first broke out with my own, you know, CDL into haul, well, I was hauling caliche, right? Building locations. It's just the dirt work. And I seen a guy in there that was like me, right? And what I mean by like me, hold on. Excuse me. What I mean by like me is Christy, this guy was an American, you know, of Hispanic descent, however you want to say it, but he didn't talk to everybody else. And everybody thought he was stuck up. He didn't talk Spanish. And the guys would be on the CB, the truckers, and they'd be laughing at him and talking bad about him. Because what I've learned is when I'm around a bunch of Mexicans, they hate on each other. It's crabs in a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'll finish my story. So they're talking bad about him, right? And I befriend him. You know, I'm cool. I'm talking to him. I'm a young kid. And I say, bro, you got any advice? Because he's fixing to leave. He tell me he's fixing to quit. I said, where you going? I'm going to this other job doing something else. And I said, oh, yeah. I said, bro, you got any advice? Because I could tell he wants to move up in life, right? And he told me, bro, you need to get out of this work. Don't ever be at a job site like this with a bunch of them. And I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to get flagged over here. He said, because what happens is they're going to start thinking that you're from Mexico. He said, you never need to be working somewhere where there's a bunch of them around.
Right.
And he wasn't mean or rude. He was just telling me the honest truth.
Honest.
And it stuck in my head, sis. So the next company I went to, there was a bunch of Mexicans everywhere, right? And I'm going to be honest, when I was speaking to some of these men, now that I think about it, when I was a kid listening to these men, they would talk about some of the most wicked, nastiest things. One guy said that he would go to Mexico and he would go hook up with transvestites. This is what the guy would tell me at the lunch break, and he thought he was all. He reminded me of. I talked about it before. He reminded me of that guy from Beauty and the Beast. What's his name? Rio knows. What's that guy's name? Gusto, or what's his name? The guy from Beauty and the Beast, the big old buff guy.
Oh, Gaston.
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 I told this story before, and I think Rio will remember this, but he reminded me of Gaston, big old buff Mexican dude from Mexico, but talking about he would go hook up with transvestites in Mexico. And this is normal for these people. This is what they do, sis. I mean, this is not, I'm not slandering them. This is kind of like what they're known for. I'm not lying. But anyways, and they'll hate on you, especially if you don't talk Spanish. If you talk English, boy, they do not like you. People don't know this, or they kind of know this where I'm from, but regular Americans like me, brown skin, whatever, that speak English, and Mexicans from Mexico that come here, we really don't get along. From school to work places, we don't like each other, and that's just being honest. There's like a divide, or like a, it's a clash. And if anybody knows what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So anyways, I'm at this place, right, with a bunch of Mexicans, right, that we're doing dirt work there too, building locations. And I call the boss, sis, and I told my kids this, right? This is the whole point. I tell the boss, hey, man, can I get a raise? You know what I'm saying? I want a raise. You know what he told me, Christy? You already know.
Right.
He said, why would I give you a raise when I could pay somebody from Mexico less money than you to haul the same equipment?
Yep.
You know what I did? I said, I'm not from Mexico. I was born here. I said, you know what? I quit. I quit on his ass right there.
I don't blame you.
And it reminded me what my friend said. Don't ever work with a bunch of them, because they're going to think that you're from Mexico too. And I'm not.
Yep.
So
you are the company you keep. Yep.
And ever since then, I told my kids too, don't be at work hating white people. You need to be at work working with white people. Really work with anybody, as long as they, respectable people. Who cares? But you need to learn how to deal with the white man and do business with the white man. Because where I'm from, the white man is the oil man, and they're making a lot of money, like a lot of us. I'm just saying, don't let your hate and your racism stop you from achieving goals in life and providing for your family a very well living, or at least a good living. A lot of people are like that. They just want to hate the white man no matter what, when they should be working with the white man. Go ahead, Christy.
No, I mean, I agree. I just, I was blessed growing up that my dad, was president of a bank and owned his own business. And we also had the farm, and he was a college professor. He did lots of different things, and that I just was always around successful people. And it's a very important, I've really tried to teach this to my son, that you have to make the right connections. You have to make,
Amen.
You have to make sure your reputation is good.
Yep.
You have to be presentable. And so, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay. And with that, keep on going, y'all. This is a good live. Me and Christy, sis, we're chopping it up, sis. Sorry for talking so much, Christy. But anyways, let's go to to the next white man. Is this guy white? I don't even know, y'all. But check it out. I posted this. And this is where, I'm going to say it, Kyra. I'm going to say her name, Kyra, where she got mad, y'all. Kyra, whatever her name is, right? Very boring influencer. I tried to help her out, but she ain't an op, but she don't have her respect no more. Hold on, y'all, getting my tea real quick. Go ahead, Chrissy. Talk about this picture.
No, I mean, what more? How could you say anything bad to him? You have Zelensky, who is dancing around in dresses, has shown his vile and evil ways. And you've got Putin, who is trying to, stop any kind of the alphabet mafia. He's trying to stop any of that in his country. He wants to make sure that, that children are children. I mean, what can you say bad about him? Yeah, they're in a war, and I'm always going to be America first. But how can you say anything bad about a man that has the same values that I have? I mean, he does.
And this is the point. I posted this and I just asked, is this guy really a bad guy? And again, like I said, Kyra was off firing us up in the comments, mad at us for asking. You know, she's saying he killed. This is what this person said, y'all. He blew up some kids' schools. The first thing I asked is where at, for I can look it up or whatever. She said Ukraine. So I'm gonna be honest, y'all. When I hear the word Ukraine, I think of money laundering. I think of fake. I don't even know what the word's here to say. I don't trust nothing about Ukraine, and I don't trust nothing about the school system. And then our haters, right? The black Democrat haters we have are in there dragging us through the mud. How can you defend Putin? You know, there they are hitting the talking points of the media. He's a monster. He did this. Who told you that?
Right. That's
I
what
don't believe
said.
nothing, Christy. I don't believe nothing. Go ahead.
That's where the whole argument started yesterday. Is she had cut, copied, and pasted into your thing something from a
Google.
media source. Yeah, from a Google source. And I said, where are you getting this information? The media? And you know, it can't be both ways. Either you're going to believe what the media says or you're not going to believe what the media says. You know, we always do our best to try to fact check everything that we post and stuff like that. But there have been so many pictures of Zelensky and what he stands for. We know about the money being laundered through Ukraine. We know about all those things. And there's no way I can say anything bad about Putin. He believes in the same things that I believe in.
Yeah. And like Christy said, she really don't like back him. Like she just said she backs him, but it's like, right, sis, like it ain't like that serious, right? We just like him, I guess. I mean,
America, right?
Yeah,
right.
It's not that serious, but there they are dragging us through the mud. Anyways, Vladimir Putin signs law banning gender changes in Russia. It basically says that the law was approved by both houses of parliament and it forbids any medical procedures. Blase. Putin put a new law that prohibits people from changing their gender officially or medically in the country. The law is seen as another setback for LGBT community in Russia. Hey, but I told my wife, I said, damn, I must got a bunch of Putin supporting anti you know what over here, because look at the comments.
We need to invite
I had a bunch of what?
Yeah, invite Putin to have a Trump steak with us.
Hey, people are telling me, can we trade out Putin for Biden? Whatever, y'all. I'm not gonna go as far as saying that, but look at the comments. 700, almost 800 likes, 116 comments. They're actually defending Putin on this, y'all. The people on my Nino America page, salute them. Let's continue, y'all. We got a lot more to go, but we're gonna keep on going, y'all. If you could join us to the end, thank you. If not, it's all good. Thank you for watching and chilling with us, y'all. The next thing is this is interesting, Christy. Man, we could probably do 2 shows with all the content I've been pushing on my Facebook. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm getting paid on Facebook, and it feels good, and it makes me want to make content for Facebook. And I've already made a couple $100, sis. I've made some good money on Facebook, sis, on my post just for making good content, sis. So it's interesting, sis. It really is. So, anyways, this is the pastor that I respect in my town. If you don't know, y'all, I go at it with the churches in my city and the pastors too, because I'm gonna be honest. My wife told me this, and Christy, Stephanie's always what?
Right. Always. She doesn't want to cam up. She doesn't want to take selfies. She doesn't want to do any of those things, because I even messaged her and told her, as smart as she is and as savage as I am, that I wanted her and I to do a podcast together. And it absolutely would. You and her, me and her, whoever. Man. It would be awesome. But she's always right. I mean, she is such a logical thinker and really like has the facts to bring things or to, you know, to bring things up. She doesn't comment on it unless it's correct. But she is just so right about everything. And
to be honest, she knows a lot more about politics, I would even say, than me, sis. She's very smart. She's very sharp. You know, she knows a lot. And thank God that's my wife and my best friend, my partner. I'm happy to have her. But this is what happened to me. This is how I got the great epiphany that I had, right? I'm at the LGBT, you know, the first one they had in my city. They first had it in between Midland and Odessa. They had a rally or whatever. And it wasn't that many people, but me and my wife were there preaching the word, right? And couple of years later, now they're having it more towards the city and it's more bigger. No Christians went out there to preach. Nobody took a stand. The mask, the vaccine, a lot of issues in my city, BLM. I can start counting a lot of things I've been involved with, big things. I'm not talking about like join me every time, but there's missing people. I'm someone in my city. I get recognized everywhere I go in Midland. It's not a secret. Every time I go out, they recognize me. But I say that to say this. It's not always a good thing. I'm infamous, not really famous. But I'm just saying, I'm involved in a lot of big issues that happen in my backyard. I'm very vocal. I'm not afraid. Whatever, y'all. I got my hood. They back me. My wife. I'm good to go. I got money. You know, I'm at the perfect position in life to do what I got to do in my city to clean it up. So in the midst of me doing all these protests and rallies or whatever I do, so many events, probably 20 in the last 2-3 years, whatever. My wife told me one time. She said, "Don't you notice, or haven't you noticed, that out of all the things you've been a part of, there has never been one church or pastor that has been out there with you, or at least out there at any event?" And when my wife told me that, Christy, it was like, psh, I was like, damn, you're right, babe. So many events I've been to stand up in my city to clean up these problems we have to try. You know, indoctrinating kids at the school board, you know, the library, all this stuff. So it's a lot of events, a lot of situations. Not one pastor has been out there, but I'm gonna tell you, one has. Roy Smith, I salute him. But before I continue about his post, you can read right here ever so clearly. That's when I started having a bone to pick with the churches in Midland, because my town is known as a church town. It's probably over 100 churches in my city, and for them to never, ever go take a stand publicly for my city is a shame. Then I started going after certain churches or certain pastors. Go ahead.
Nino, where is your super sticker thing? Where's your badges? Why are they not showing up?
Hold on. Well, I'll check on that in a minute. Just let me finish this real quick.
Sorry, people comments.
You got me kind of afraid. Did they demonetize me? I don't know. Do I not have them?
Sure,
Hold on.
sticker.
Hold on.
I'm sorry that I cut you off.
No, it's all good. Sis, now I'm wondering why.
We'll check it out.
We'll figure it out. Maybe, I don't know. Check my
Yeah, the
YouTube
super
studio real
chat.
quick. Hold on.
Well, while you're looking at that, I just read his article that he was talking about, you know, New York and the way that it was. I go to Vegas at least twice a year. Haven't so much since after I got sick and stuff like that. But the things that have happened there recently that I have seen the last trip just absolutely blew my mind, Nino. So you have to take either these long walkways or elevators to get from, one side of the strip to the other. Yeah. And they would be completely closed off because the homeless had taken it over as like their sleeping spot and had urinated and defecated in it so much that they had to shut them down like as a public health hazard because, the number 2 stool, poop, however you want to say it, it is a huge health concern whenever, it's not disposed of properly. But there was like 3 or 4 elevators that had happened to where he said he had to like step over homeless in the streets. It was the same way in Vegas. It was a side of Vegas that I had never, like I said, I go twice a year and I had never seen it as bad as this last time that I went. It was absolutely awful.
Yeah, New York.
Yeah, and Vegas was just as bad. It was just terrible. It was awful.
Oh, Vegas was?
Yeah, I go there twice a year, and that's what I was saying. Like the elevators, like shut down because of as a public health hazard because the homeless had got in there and there were needles in there. It came open for us. Like there wasn't even anything on the inside. There was caution tape that you couldn't enter, but not whenever you were on the outside trying to get in. And it smelled like urine and feces so bad. And it was smeared on the walls. Wow. It was just so terrible. So terrible. Stepping over the homeless people, having competitions to try to lure people in to give them money, like who's going to give more. They had one man for a bucket, one or a bucket for a man, a bucket for a woman, who's going to give most, the men or the women, like, and trying to, it was just something like I've never seen. It was like a third world country. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's sad to hear. Hold on real quick. Okay. Yeah, that's sad to hear. Says we have a problem. I have another picture of New York with the illegals. I got a lot of content we can go through, y'all. But real quick, addressing the issue with I just found out I was demonetized on my channel, y'all. July 21st. It says reuse content. I don't know if it was me doing a reaction video or something. Usually they can kind of strike you for that. But to be honest, y'all, I always knew it'd be an issue, like to even, make money on YouTube. Thank God I make a lot of money in the oil field. So it says I can appeal it. Since I can go to the videos and figure out what's going on, I can appeal it. But I mean, to be honest, I'm making more money on Facebook right now than I ever made really on YouTube, to be honest. So, it is what it is. We have other platforms that we're trying to jump on, probably going to jump on Kick now, or I'm on Rumble. So, I got demonetized, y'all. Basically, I got a hit down for, I don't know, I'm checking it out better here. But, I always knew there was a possibility, especially with the content that I push. But thank God that I make plenty of money. So it's just that I'm not gonna make money on my videos, and I barely even noticed it. So that's why I don't have no super chats or super stickers, because
What happened, Nino?
They demonetized me.
Why?
It says reuse content, and I was doing some reaction videos, and like I said, some people will strike you for using their videos. Like if you do a reaction or something, I'm thinking that's probably what it is. I'll be able to dig into it more, and I can appeal it. So I'm pretty sure I can get back in there. But I mean, like I said, I ain't really, it ain't like YouTube's bringing in a lot of money anyways, but it's nice to get paid. But yeah, I got demonetized, sis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but like I said, I can appeal it. But let's be honest, we all kind of know that's how it is being a content creator. So I really ain't tripping.
And we said it was gonna. I mean, we said it was gonna start going back to this the closer we get to election time. Also,
who knows? But that's the thing though about YouTube. That's why I'm not really worried about it, because there's other platforms now. There's Kick, there's Rumble, and a lot of people end up leaving YouTube due to this kind of stuff, censorship. The money just ain't there. I'm telling you, my Facebook, I'm making a couple $100 every couple of days on Facebook. So, anyways, who cares? I don't even really care about money. I make a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, in real life off my hard work. And I mean, it is what it is. What can you do? Nino got demonetized. It happened July 21st. We're already August 2nd. So I digress. So let's get back to the program, like I was saying, and crazy what you said about Vegas. But real quick, sis. So my wife had told me, back to my story, y'all, that nobody ever joins me. So I started having a bone to pick with these churches in Midland, and I never wanted to be Mr. High and Mighty, looking down on churches and pastors for not doing what I do. But it just finally hit me, sis, that after all this stuff that I've been involved in, like I said, you don't got to join me every time, but how come you have never been out here? And then I start seeing churches like Sheldon Riley elevate these, I think, weenie churches and pastors. They're giving out backpacks and, school supplies and turkeys. I do that too.
Yep.
I'm a sponsor for one of my good friends' car club. It's one of the biggest in Midland, and you look at the flyer. I'm Nino America. They might hate me, but my picture is right there on the flyer. I'm a sponsor every event, and he does a lot of good for the hood. Backpacks, bikes, everything, turkeys, Easter. I'm top sponsor, and whatever. He needs a couple hundred every time I sponsor, and there it is, and they appreciate me in my hood, right? So I'm just saying though, I've seen like 5 or 6 back to school giveaways. Biker gangs, car clubs, churches. The point is, even the wicked could give you a turkey, okay? What my challenge is to these churches in Midland or across the nation, which I know they're not going to do this, when would you take a stand, Christian, pastor, Sheldon Riley, Elevate Church, Mid-Cities, Stonegate, all the hundreds of Catholic churches in my city? When would you
Did he ever respond to you,
He
Nino?
never responded. Really pissed me off, but he never responded. His people did, though, telling me, we give away turkeys and bikes. That's why I'm bringing the point. Anybody can give away a bike or a turkey. Even the heathen can give you a bike or a turkey. But
drug dealers do that.
Yeah,
so
even
good.
a drug dealer can give out bikes and turkeys. My point is this, though. When will you go take a stand in the city and be hated? When will you go take a stand? You never will, and you never do. But people like Sheldon Riley, they come to my city, and they make this money, and they give a turkey or two, and they go about their day. But we got a bunch of problems in my city: drugs, crime, sex trafficking, missing people, and these churches and pastors are never there, Christy. And when my wife told me that, You've been to so many events, yet they're never there. It really struck a chord in my heart, and I said, that's not right. How can you have so many churches in this city and they never come and they never stand up at the city council meetings, the school board meetings, go to a rally, a protest, someone's missing, they never come out. But you know why? Because they're 501c3 entities. Yep. They're corporations. They are in bed with the state. Churches are in bed with the government by filing 501c3 status. They can't say what I say because they'll be demonetized, like I was just demonetized, basically, right? So this pastor made a post talking about what he saw in New York City. Pastor Roy Smith, he's the only pastor I've seen in my city that has been out there at a few events taking a stand boldly. And that's why I shared him on my page, y'all. And he's basically just talking about the way Times Square and the depravity of man in New York City, of all places, which we know he talked about it. And he's speaking about it, how bad it was. And I got a picture of these immigrants, illegals that are out there in New York. But that's the whole point. This pastor was in New York and he couldn't believe what he saw in New York City. Go ahead, sis.
No, yeah, I mean, it is. And if you read what he wrote up there, talking about all the immigrants and all of that, they're being put up in $400 a night hotels while you've got veterans that are sleeping out on the street. It makes no sense. No sense at all.
Yeah. And I actually got the, hey, what's up, Love King? No problem. That's me. I actually got a picture, right? So there it is. If you get a chance, y'all check out my Facebook page. I'm doing really good over there, right? But anyways, where's it at? Let's go to the picture of the illegals. We're in the live, not short, but I mean, we're already over an hour, but it's all good though. Check it out though, right here. Illegal aliens waiting for free housing in New York City. How is this normal? They got cell phones, grown men. And what's interesting about this is look at the comments. I go to the comments and Pastor Roy Smith talks about this. Look at this, y'all. I want to read this comment of his, sis. Hold on. Do you follow him on Facebook, sis?
Mm-mm.
Okay, look. Someone says it looks like a lot of men, but look what Roy Smith said, y'all. Check this out. He responded. I don't know if y'all can really see the comments, but he said this. No, he said that the men are separated or what with the children. Pastor Roy Smith said this. No, they are not separated out. I did find out while they're in New York that many of them come here fleeing persecution because they claim to be gay.
Oh, wow.
All this to get asylum into our country.
Wow.
What the hell, sis? So I guess we got a bunch of homosexual illegal aliens, y'all, that are being persecuted, and it's our problem now. Ain't that sad?
I wish there's not any way to find a way, but I would love to find out what percentage is really gay and what percentage is just saying that to get in the country.
Sis, you know they're all lying. Well, I digress, y'all. We're gonna continue with the show. We got a little bit longer to go. Jamie Foxx. I posted this and I'm going to talk about it. People are mad. Leave him alone. I'm not going to leave him alone. He's a public figure. He's a freaking millionaire. I mean, he can deal with the scrutiny. Somebody posted this on Twitter and said, what's up? And it's a picture side by side and his head is like bigger. He looks more weird. And I just said, what's going on here? Does anybody know? They said that he was sick. This is how you look when you're sick. Sis, it does not look normal. Your thoughts on Jamie Foxx? Go ahead.
I've been torn on this because I know that after I got sick that I feel like that I look different for a little bit, but this is just so different. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. That does not look like him to me at all. And if it is him, Nino, it looks like that he has undergone some major liver issues because he has gone to really, really yellow.
I don't know. I'm just looking at him right now like, man, I mean,
I know.
The hairline, I mean.
Nothing looks the same.
The hell? I mean, look at his eyebrow.
Look at the eyes. I mean, yeah, look at the eyes even. Yeah, I mean, look how the one's more rounded where the other one's, more oblong. I don't know. It does not look like him at all to me.
And they're saying, sis, that basically he took the jab. I don't know how true that is, but.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So let's continue, y'all. Let's go to the next thing I got here. Oh, Justin Trudeau announced that they're divorcing after 18 years of marriage. That's why, you know what, y'all? I tell my kids that I would hope that they would never become like social media people, like big namers or celebrities or even athletes. How hard, maybe they don't show us this, but how many people have a good, long, healthy Christian marriage that live in the limelight or are figures of power, basically, right? This freaking loser, Trudeau, couldn't even keep his marriage.
Yep, you've seen his wickedness too. I mean, it's sad. They don't live by the Bible.
Amen. Speaking of that, check this out. Christy brought this to my attention. Tori Spelling. Who is Tori Spelling, Christy?
She is the daughter of Aaron Spelling, who has passed away, but he was the creator of many shows like back in the 90s, 90210, all of that. She was on that show. He was a multi millionaire, and her mother was always very jealous of her. So whenever all the money and everything was left to the wife didn't give her anything. She divorced her man, and you know what? I know divorce is not a good thing, but he is an evil, wicked guy that she was married to.
What was his name?
You talk. If you wouldn't have said it, I could have told you. Dean McDermott.
Okay.
Dean McDermott. And he has, like, the stuff that he has done is just absolutely disgusting, with the cheating and the all the pornography stuff. And I think that she's really struggling with her kids right now.
Well, breaking news. Tori Spelling is living in an RV at a California campsite with her 5 kids. Damn. Weeks after she was spotted bedding down at $100 a night motel and split with Dean McDermott. Hey, the name's right there, sis. My bad. But anyways,
I see it now.
But sis, hard times. Like, I wonder why. Did you read up why she's going through a hard time, sis? Did you see anything about that?
Well, growing up, she lived in a 56,000 square foot mansion and had pretty much everything, but has had to make it on her own. Like when her daddy died, her and her daddy were very, very close. But whenever he died, the mom kind of cut her off from, when I say everything, I mean everything. And she had a show with him for a while, a reality show with Dean McDermott. I can't remember what the name of it was, but showed her going through her first pregnancy, through her marriage with him, through all of that, and was trying to make it on her own. And now they're split, and I'm sure she doesn't have anything.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I also tell my my kids, or my general consensus on celebrities, or when they say someone's rich, I never believe it. I think there's a rap.
It says that her net worth is only $250,000. Whenever her dad died, he left $600 million, and it all went to his wife, her mother.
Oh.
And he only left $800,000 to each of his children.
And you know, in Cali, $250,000 ain't enough to live in there. I'd imagine.
No.
But real quick though, that's why I said whenever I hear someone's rich or whatever, there's a rapper named G Herbo. He was flogging. He was faking it. This guy was basically using credit card scams and fraud to live an extravagant life as a celebrity rapper from Chicago. He's one of the pin. I heard of him. He's one of the pin for credit card fraud or whatever. Like whenever I hear someone's rich, whenever I hear somebody's rich, sis, I hardly don't believe it. Because I tell my kids, it's one thing to really be rich or to be put out there like that, but I mean, come on, it's one thing to make money, it's another thing to keep it and to invest it, right? So haven't you noticed a lot of celebrities or people that are of any influence, they claim to be rich, but usually you find out they ain't, you know? So it's a sad situation with Tori Spelling. You know, the kids are in the RV.
Yep. They said that her mother was very, very jealous of her and her father's relationship. Wow. And and that the father would have had no idea that the mother would not have helped support Tori at all through any of this. And the mother got $600 million upon his death.
Queen Sheba said that the mother forged the will. I don't know.
Ain't
that sad?
I know.
Hey, Christy,
I don't think so.
Ain't that sad though? Like the mother's jealous of the daughter or whatever, but we know that can happen in life. I mean, people are jealous, but you find out real quick people's intentions, how evil they are, whenever the parents die. They start fighting for assets, houses, whatever, even for clothes. I don't want to talk too much or be too personal, but someone I know, the family were fighting over clothes of the parents, right? Yeah. And the whole family goes to crap. You know what I'm saying? The bond is the mother and father, and when they die, man, it's just crazy. I can see this happening. Before we go, y'all, I want to go to this post right here on Fool Community. Police, this is a pretty good page that I follow. They follow me. They like me. They want me to go on the podcast, but it's in L.A. My wife said, hell no, you ain't going to Cali, but whatever. No. But they invited me to the podcast, y'all, and it's a big page. It's probably one of the biggest pages, Latino pages on social media on Instagram, and they follow me, they like me, and what can you say, right? I digress. Police believe woman gave birth at a gas station hours before baby was found dead. What a despicable woman, if this is true. Go ahead, Christy.
It's happening so much, Nino. Like, there has been story after story after story of these kids going in, having given birth in a bathroom, like a public bathroom, leaving it in a trash can or throwing it in a dumpster. And the thing that on his post, there were so many people that were screaming, this is the reason abortion should be legalized. You know, abortion should be legal in Texas because of this reason. There's no reason that abortion should ever be legal anywhere.
Amen.
And there's a law in place that, you know, you can take your child for any reason. It doesn't matter if they're 1 day old or if they're 17 years old, and drop them off at a hospital or a fire station, and you can do it anonymously, and just you hand it over to them, and no questions asked. And to let a child just die in a dumpster is disgusting.
Horrible. Totally against abortion. Again, I don't even support.
That girl looks like Kylie. That girl looks like Kylie Jenner to me, though. I swear she does.
Shoot, I think Kylie Jenner was just in the news. She broke up with her relationship like after 7 months of her being with her boyfriend. I heard. Again,
I'm sure her. And,
I'm getting.
yeah,
Again, do these celebrities ever have some kind of a decent moral life? I digress. But like I said, abortion is murder. We stand against it all the way. And with that, y'all, we're going to end the live. We've been out here 20 minutes. And we thank y'all for watching us. Christy, final words for the people, and then I'll close it with mine. Go ahead.
Nothing. Just stay strong.
Amen.
You know, keep your beliefs and morals at the front, and you won't have any problems with anything.
Totally agree. With that, y'all, thank you for watching us on the live and on the repeat. Y'all, thank y'all. Whoever stayed this whole time, you're crazy. Not just playing. Thank y'all for real. From the bottom of my heart. It means a lot. You know, Rio, everybody, Queen Sheba, God bless y'all. Anybody, Yvonne, all our people that we deal with on the daily on Instagram and on Facebook and YouTube. Tito, Tina. Yeah, everybody. Yep. Thank y'all. It means a lot. Hefe.
Rachel. Yep.
Thank y'all.
Josh.
It means a lot to us, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for your support. And again, like I said, hopefully one day we hit them Tatum numbers. But, you know, if not, we know that's God. Whatever God's will is, we're down with it. So with that, y'all, keep your family close. Keep making memories with your families. You spend time with your spouse and your kids and your parents if you have them still. And if you got to cut off snake family and friends, do it. That's my key word of advice. And also, don't ever let another grown man live in your house, men. That's what I tell my kids all the time. It never ends good when you let someone live in your house that ain't your immediate family. Amen. So with that, God bless you, Christy.
Even your immediate family, if they're grown, you need to know why they can't find their own place to live.
That's what I said. I never liked it when we'd have an extra bedroom and there's one of my, I hate to say low life brother, sister, somebody. Oh, you got an extra room. Yeah, I do. Huh, yeah, that's not for you. Quit looking. You know what I'm saying?
Decoration only.
They already want to start looking at that little extra bedroom you got, you know? I digress, y'all. With that, thank you for watching this, y'all. Christ is Lord. Follow us on all social media accounts, y'all. You're awesome. Thank you for joining us. America, just remember, you're an American. You're a patriot. You got grit. Christy.
Act like it.
God bless y'all. Thank y'all for joining us, and we're out.
After party.
Let's go.